Hello everybody, welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble, and I got updates on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, also on Blogger, and of course I also post everything on Patreon. On Rumble, I'm still, I think I got 2 episodes left for XCOM, but again, I don't want to overflow there, the feed there. During this week for sure it will be done. And today it's Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I always confuse the order of the naming scheme of the game, but yeah, today it's Fallen Order gameplay, and tomorrow will be oh my god, Mutant Year Zero Road to Even with the Seed of Evil DLC afterwards, the completion of the main campaign. Yeah, I think that's it regarding like quick update on the channel here. Not much happening, almost nothing happening, at least that I'm anything that I caught my attention, except for supposedly the RTX 4080 Super. They rescheduled the review embargo from supposedly today was supposedly to launch all the review from this GPU, but they delayed one day. Usually it's not a good sign. Supposedly, from the rumors that been going about, given that all the reviewers by themselves are on embargo, so supposedly they cannot talk any reasons why. I think we might see the reasons when the reviews come up. They might do like an intro update on the video themselves, but I suppose it's supposedly the founders edition that were sent to review, the supply, they had difficulties getting them in time for the reviewers to do the review, which usually that's Nvidia doesn't have this kind of issues, at least that I can remember or to my knowledge, which seems a little bit of a lame excuse. But okay, taking into account that, regardless of that, what we might perceive here in terms of the reviews is, I suppose, there's going to be about the same performance, even the internal numbers that they give to like the marketing stuff for the reviewers, like the official, it's around 2 to 3% uplift in performance. It's within margin of error for me. The main thing is the price, and I think I talked this yesterday. That's why I told people to hold on or hold off buying new GPUs at this moment in time, if you can, of course, because the fact that the 4080 Super is going to launch supposedly at MSRP of $1,000, so it's going to be a cut down of $200 on the MSRP. It will start to affect, and it will trickle down on the other GPUs, at least until around $300 to $400, because when you start putting the 4080 Super $1,000, then you have the 7900 XTX, which supposedly is around kind of the same performance here and there, but it lacks the same power in terms of performance on ray tracing. The DLSS quality is, or the upscaling quality of the technology is better in NVIDIA than the FSR from AMD. Then you got the fake frame stuff there. Also, supposedly NVIDIA does it better. Again, I cannot confirm, but it is from what people are saying. And that gets that a little bit premium in terms of price. So we might see the 7900 XTX lower a little bit more. I think it's going around 900-ish, like low $900. I think they will have to maintain they took advantage of the fact that they had like almost $300 gap between the 4080 in terms of MSRP and the 7900 XTX to make their value pop out more. So I think they will have to lower a little bit more, because then you at $800 you got now the 4070 Ti Super, which the 7900 XTX destroys. But if they get in enough a good price bracket there between the 4080 Super and the 4070 Ti Super, it will destroy the sales of the 4070 Ti Super, because if you get close enough, let's say 870-ish, a little bit below the margin of the psychological margin of $900, like a solid between 850 to 900. I think then Nvidia is going to get pressure and lower their prices also. But then again, because you have the 7900 XTX in the lower bracket in terms of pricing, let's say $900 or less, then the 7900 XTX, which kind of was in line with the 4070 Ti, if not mistaken. Again, this is a lot of naming schemes. Forgive me if not pinpoint exactly what, the performance between the GPUs, but at least that's the sense that I have. The 7900 XT will have to lower a little bit more to be more competitive with in terms of performance, and that will trickle down to a certain point that I think between 7800 XT, the 7700 XT, the 4070 scheme there, all the SQs there will try to adjust to maintain it. This is I was taking in account if the 4080 Super will sell at the $1,000 as an SRP, the Founders Edition at least. The IABs should give an uptake at between $50 to $100, the cheaper ones. Then the rest, I think, will creep up to $1,200. I think that it's manageable to get around that $1,000, at least. I think in terms of not in the first week probably, but at least the first month we will not see anything like that. But I think after 1 month we might see the cheapest AIBs getting very close to that MSRP or $1,000, and that will pressure down all the GPUs a little bit more to be more competitive in terms of price to performance. But yeah, I assume even from the videos that I've been watching and some articles that I've been reading speculating about this, again, 1 month, 1.5 months, we might see some price adjustments between this period, and we get a better idea of how good or not the GPU market will get. Because again, the 4090 is a Halo product, doesn't have any competition. They might as well price it at $5,000. If people have enough money for that, it is what it is. But where it starts stacking up in terms of competitiveness, in terms of price to performance, is the 4080 Super now, which will replace the 4080 in not only in that SKU. The 4080 non-super will be discontinued, as the same with the 4070 Ti non-super version. Also, they will be both discontinued, and they will be replaced by the Ti Super and the 4080 Super. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Again, reviews, I prefer always getting the reviews from independent reviewers to get out and make their own comparisons, because then people will start thinking and maybe start adjusting their expectations and their buying decisions there. Again, it's like it's not much, like 5 to 10% more CUDA cores, and basically everything is the rest except some clocks here and there. It's very marginal things here. The memory clock and the bandwidth is a little bit bigger, but not that substantial there. At the same TGP, so the board power or whatever it is, the working power there. But yeah, it's in margin with almost margin of errors, I assume. I think that we're going to see on the reviews there. The main thing is basically the $200 price cut there. And we already saw some movements here. I think I mentioned yesterday, I think it was which one? I've completely forgot which GPU is I think it's the 7900 XTX, if not mistaken. They're already starting. Oh no, sorry, the 7800 XT. They're already starting to adjust in response basically to the 40 SKUs there that were not launched now, the Super Series. They're already starting little by little start to adjust, and we will see continuing adjusting, I think, for the next month or so for these GPUs. But yeah, basically this is what I got from hardware kind of thing here. In terms of gaming, not much happening. We will get some stuff happening tomorrow, I think. Got some state of play from PlayStation. I think we got a trailer for a game that I'm following up, that I forgot the name. I think I covered that up yesterday or 2 days ago. But yeah, I think now February will start to ramp up a little bit. We got more stuff waiting for Dragon's Dogma 2, which will come out in March. We might get starting to get something, hopefully, for the Shadow of the Earth 3 DLC. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, we got some sad news here. At least it seems so. Supposedly, Deus Ex Revival from Eidos Montreal, it's reportedly cancelled by Embracer, and some firings are going to happen for sure. Jason Schreier, again, this guy usually in the inside kind of a scoop there because he has a lot of contacts inside of the industry. Usually, it's a reliable source. We got some stories here that after the acquisition of Embracer from the IPs from Eidos, and I think also Tomb Raider was included on this one. I'm not really sure, but I think it's Eidos that made the reboot of the Tomb Raider franchise. But the issue is with this one, Deus Ex. Again, it's usually doesn't sell huge amounts of games. Even though they said that around 12 million units, but I'm not sure if 12 million units is between the soft reboot from Human Revolution and Mankind Divided, if between both sell 12 millions or the entire franchise, like even the older games. But yeah, it seems that after 2 years, give or take, in pre-production work there, they scrapped, and they're going to, the studio itself will be working on a new IP, because it was supposedly to enter full production, this soft reboot or revival of the Deus Ex IP. Again, this I think it was. I still have to play Mankind Divided. I played Human Revolution long time ago. But yeah, well, the story itself was like the beginning of the things of the prosthetics and starting off the AI, which afterwards in Deus Ex also was a lot of it, and the transhumanism kind of a thing. Themes there were starting to evolve there, and I think it was going on, at least on Human Revolution, started to try to tackle those points, even though they were not very strong. They had some issues on the development of those games, but yeah, I think they could. The revival could at least be set in the same universe. I'm not sure how the new IP, if it is like the. I assume they were going to scrap anything regarding Deus Ex. They might as well. I don't know what they're going to do with that. But then again, this is all mainly because of the Embracer acquisitions a few years ago, and some deals went south. Like I think I covered. I think no, I know I covered this, and I think it was Embracer at the time that they were expecting to do like a deal with some sorts, like $1 billion kind of. I think it's like a loan or like a deal that was in the values of $1 billion that didn't went through. That's why they start cutting a lot of stuff in terms of the studios that they acquired. Some of them were put on hold, others that made some shifts here and there. And in this case from Eidos, they basically are just scrapping Deus Ex. I don't know what kind of analysis that they did there, because I really enjoyed the franchise itself, at least the themes that they're trying to explore. But yeah, it's a shame. I don't know. They're going to, because they were working with the in-house game engine. I don't know if there's going to be any kind of shift regarding that, and then they thought they cannot work within those parameters. I don't know. And then the budget was exceeding what they wanted to. I don't know what happened there. At least we don't have like huge details, even though we got here that this is basically an update from another site. Supposedly the layoffs were around 97 people from Eidos Montreal. They went all over the board. Not all over the board. Across the board, which from developer teams, administration, and support services. This is basically because of the $1 billion deal that didn't went through. At least that's my perception of the thing. That's why we're seeing this happening at this moment in time. again, supposedly they are going to the compensations of people that are getting layoff, all that jazz. Hopefully, they will get around and find other projects to work in. But yeah, we'll have to wait to more details regarding this because it's scrapped. Now they are basically supposedly starting a new IP. Again, we might have some news maybe by the end of the year on at least on the IP. They might be working if the project is ongoing or not, or I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it's not good news. And yeah, it's a lot of readjustments on the gaming industry. I think one of the big picture stuff is games, at least the AAA scene, grew up too big, at least in terms of budgets. They overinflate their budgets to a point that it starts to get unsustainable. And then the fact that you have greedy corporations that just think about quarterly earnings doesn't help that much in terms of philosophy of overblowing budgets. We have a case, one of the recent cases, like the AA kind of space, which the Callisto Protocol, I think it was around $100 million just to make the game. And then you set yourself up and have to sell X amount of copies for the game to break even regarding the production budget. And yeah, and it's not good. So I think they have to scale down, start to scale down a little bit in terms of the budgets that they have for creating games. They have to be more realistic, and yeah, companies have to put that in mind because now a lot of the sales have been digital. Sorry. I think around 60 to 70%, especially on consoles. It's around 60 to 70%. On PC, we got a lot of digital now. Some of the games that are coming out this year are digital only. Some of them, for example, Hellblade 2, they managed to cut down 10 bucks out of instead of 60, 70, they are making 50, I think, instead of 60. Even though the game is not, it's a very narrative driven, so it's not something that can spend a lot of time and probably try to get more. You can get a lot of gameplay thing there. That there's not something that you have replayability. It's not very much in line with this kind of games when they have a specific narrative and story to tell, to go through. But yeah, I think. Yeah, they inflate too much the budgets, and then they try to excuse because they have big budgets. Now they have to increase the price of the games, and of course, people will not buy an expensive game just because they inflated their budgets. You keep the price the same, and you tweak around, and instead of, I don't know, inflating your budgets, you just, I don't know, you have to adjust. Make it more agile, the teams, and that's why I think they are getting in that way. That's why you're seeing a lot of layoffs. I think they're trying to trim down the fat per se on the corporate structure, and because there's been a lot of acquisitions, then as I said, these layoffs, I think some of them is because they have like too much people to do the same job. When there isn't need to. That's why usually mergers and acquisitions, you always get some layoffs afterwards because there is duplicate people to do the same job. It's not profitable in any company, whatever the field is. But yeah, hopefully we'll get good news soon enough to compensate the fact that we'll be seeing a lot of this layoff stuff happening and a lot of canceling projects. But yeah, hopefully things will get around. And I will wrap up with some gaming deals. We got Guardians of the Galaxy on Steam. Again, I hope you did manage to pick up this on Epic Game Store in the beginning of the year, I think. Like in the beginning of the month. It was free, but if you couldn't pick it up, again, 75% off seems a very good price, and the game is very, very good from what I perceive. I will manage to get around and do a gameplay of this game when the slot is free to do so. We got also the Callisto Protocol, as I mentioned earlier. Again, and even the game itself, it was marred a little bit with the performance issues, like a lot of stuttering stuff. But I think the story-wise, it's okay-ish. People, I think they have a lot of mixed feelings in this game because they were thinking they were getting like a reskinned kind of a thing on regarding a Dead Space game, which is not the case. I think it's very much dependent on more melee focused combat here. I think. Yeah, I think the story ends on a cliffhanger. But then again, this is the best price that you can get on this game. And of course, the studio was shut down. The studio was not shut down. The head of the studio just quit the job. Basically, they didn't perform as well in terms of financial. But I think, yeah, the support is still there for this, if not mistaken. Yeah, the Lamplighters League is the one that shut down the support for the game because the studio separated, the developers separated from the publisher. I think here they're doing patches here and there. Yeah, 21 December is the most recent one. But yeah, I don't think the problem is the uncertainty of doing a sequel on this one. It's the main caveat on this one. But I think in terms of performance-wise, they fix a lot of stuff there. Continuing, we got Shadow Tactics, Blades of the Shogun. Again, if you like those old Commando games, this is the one for you. It's 90% off usually at this price when it goes on sale, so I think it's a good deal. And of course, you got the anniversary bundles and all that jazz. Chats a little bit, but you got more stuff to play with. We got also Spirit Farewell Edition. This time is on sale on Steam. You got 75% off, or Digital Deluxe Edition 80% off. It's basically the same price, and it's one of those that seems pretty good. And lastly, from Steam, we got the Outer Worlds 34% off. The Space Choice Edition upgrade. Again, I don't think it's still worth it. The price difference and the fact that the performance seat that you get on improved graphics, I don't think it doesn't compensate that much. But the rest of the DLC, you got some gameplay DLC like missions and stuff. I think it's worth to buy as an add-on. But the Spacer Choice, I don't think at this moment in time is worth it. But the game is pretty good. It's from Obsidian, so it's. I think the people telling that was comparable, like a Fallout New Vegas in space kind of a thing there. So you if you play that game, you know what you're getting into. On GOG, we got the Plague Tale Duology on sale, 80% off on the Innocence, and on the Requiem 55% off, which is a good deal here. They seem pretty good games. I think I got them. I think I got them on Epic Games Store for free, both of them. I'm not sure, but those I will want to play out one of these days also. We got Deadlight's Director's Cut. Again, I played this game and I managed to get around, and I think I did. Yeah, I think I did the gameplay series on this game. It's a pretty interesting game. It's a short game. That's why 179 is more than worth. And it's got some collectibles here and there. The story is interesting. It's like a post-apocalyptic one. It's like a 2D kind of a platformer puzzler kind of a thing here. It's not much, not a lot of stuff is complicated, but it can get you going. It's pretty decent here. It's a recommendation from me if you want a short experience here. I think it's a good one. We got Inside 75% off, and the same guys that did Limbo, which is also 75% off. We got Wasteland Director's Cut Digital Deluxe Edition. Again, this game is a recommendation for me. I played once, then I started making a gameplay series, and I had to cut off because again I have to move out of the country, so no PC to continue this. Yeah, this is a recommendation for me, and of course I already bought also on Steam the Wasteland Free Colorado Edition, 75% off here. The Colorado Edition has all the DLC associated with it, except for this digital goodies here, doesn't matter, but the DLC stuff it has. But yeah, basically this is it, guys, for today. I'm going to wrap up with a plug on my Patreon for extra support. The extra support is going to be for storage, for me to be able to get backups and stuff that I do for my clients, and also for to have extra space on the videos that I do for the channel. And basically that's it, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.